Hey, this is Genocide. You're watching XCW Recall. Holy crap, VHS? Back in my day.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to XCW Recall. My name is Steve-O, and I'm going to take you on a really awesome journey through debuts. Now, our next person is going to be Genocide from October 10th, 2004, and he faced DTC in a normal match, but it was pretty rough. Now, let's take a look, guys.
Well, this is obviously not your first match in XCW. You date back all the way to 2003. However, this would be the first match, the very first time that XCWB introduced to the character Genocide. What was your thoughts? How were you feeling about this transition from Kurt Acid to Genocide?
That I could come out on my own as, as a myself type of thing, and not as Kurt Acid, the Kurt Angle ripoff.
So you feel like Genocide was more you?
Yes.
And obviously, DTC was a member of VK2 at the time, and VK2 and MPG put you out just weeks before this at Greed, or actually months before this.
Right.
Obviously, you're coming back to prove a point. Why did you target DTC? Do you remember?
It was pretty much my redemption, because obviously VK2 took me out, MPG took me out, y'all took me out, and I was just like, if I want to get back to the top of the mountain, I gotta go through them one at a time to become the best.
And this is a completely different presentation of you. Before this, you wore a white t-shirt and blue jeans, and now here you are, all black clothes. You got the long black trench coat. You got the Fago. Do you consider yourself a juggalo, or was this just more of a play on how you wanted your character to be portrayed?
Well, at the time, like, we didn't really do characters per se. And Juggalo, no, not at all. I am nowhere near or never have been a Juggalo and all that, but like I one of the character wrestlers I based my career off of is Sting and everything, and I just liked, wearing the long coat and everything, and I don't know what that was.
So we know that DTC is not exactly your favorite person to work with. Obviously, DTC was a little easier to work with back in the day versus more present-day DTC. But is there a match that you would rather have had coming back? Or was this the perfect demonstration of what you wanted for your return as Genocide?
Well, I mean, obviously, like I said, I was taken out by both groups and everything, and if I had to go through, at some point I would have had to go through wrestling anyways. So, better off to get through them now than wait till later to get through them. So, yes, it was a perfect opportunity for me to show who I was. Some stiff shots.
You worked with DTC earlier in that year. as Kurt Acid, where he defeated you to become the XCW champion. He put you through that table. Which match do you prefer? The table match is Kurt Acid against DTC from earlier in that year, or your first outing here is Genocide in this match?
So I would say this one because I'm not doing much. At the time, though, it didn't really bother me because of the weapons. Because it didn't bother me to do weapon stuff. But and even at that point, I was more athletic and everything. But I was trying to steer away from weapons and go into the more wrestling aspect with Genocide. That was actually pretty good.
What do you think about the commentary here, building your character? Did it do the justice that you were looking for in this transition of your character?
I mean, it did because it was trying to show that, Kurt Acid is gone and Genocide is new and here to stay, and Genocide can take it up into a higher notch than what Kurt Acid could do. I think Kurt Acid was more of a closed type character, if that makes sense.
How do you feel like XCW's atmosphere differs from then versus now? Other than the ring, obviously.
I think I'd say even minus the ring, it's the same, because there were times where we had fans that would come to watch the shows, and, especially a lot of fans and everything that would cheer on, their favorite wrestlers, the good guys, the bad guys, and everything else.
Now, this Thumbtack Table spot would be a pivotal part of this match, and you would see it in the finish here in a little bit. Was this spot planned, or was it an impromptu spot made by DTC that you just kind of went with?
No, it was actually planned. Like, we actually talked about the spot and everything, and we're trying to figure out how we were actually going to do it. And then he told me, he was like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense."
Wait a second. Oh my God, no! Oh my God, no! This is suicidal! Oh my God!
That was, oh my God.
You got that revenge for him putting you through that table, right?
Yes, I did. I don't remember if he had Thumbtack still stuck in him or not.
And I want to say, I may be wrong on this, but I want to say that this may be the first time that Thumbtacks really came into play in an XCW match ever.
I don't think I'm going to disagree. I think you're right on that. Because we were just doing tables, like makeshift tables, what we could find, signs, chairs, and there I am, hit myself with the sign.
You're not exactly known for your hardcore wrestling, as you talked about earlier. You were coming back to Genocide. You wanted to prove that you could hang in the ring with your more mat style technique. And with this, a lot of weapons have been played in, and that was kind of the motif of XCW at the time, Extreme Championship Wrestling at the time. Obviously, you're out of your element, but were you comfortable with the weapon spots that you guys had done in this match?
Yeah, especially stuff like that and everything. I mean, it wasn't bad. With the insecurity to the back of the head with the sign, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad and everything. So, that's all. What depends on the weapon shot and everything. Does hurt, and some don't. And
oh.
Oh my God. They are talking back in the day. Yeah.
I think you like Mexicans.
There he is laying down, but don't know what DCC's going to do.
And spots off the roof were a little more common back then.
Yeah, they were.
Did this make you nervous?
No, I mean, no, it didn't at all. I mean, they were commenting off of the shed and everything back in the day, so it's like we're so used to it with the dives and everything.
Jumping off stage, let's jump off the ring last week, hurt his foot severely. Suicide attack, DTC jumping off the stage. We're all losing it for VK2.
Oh,
Man.
right to the center of the ring.
Now, you've faced DTC many times in your XCW career. Does this one stand out as your favorite?
Yeah, especially this spot right here. Because of the signs. And I know that sounds weird, but I've always been a fan of signs and everything, especially like that. Because back in the day, I talked. Ooh, that was a good spot. For what we could do back in the day and everything, that was a good spot.
How do you think XCW would have differed as a whole, this match and XCW as a whole, had we had the ring in this time period?
How would we have differed?
Yeah.
Surfing USA. I think we would have differed a whole lot. I think we would have done a lot more stuff. Because back in the day, we were young, we were ruthless, and we would have done anything and everything, off the ropes, off the top turnbuckle, and with weapons like putting them in between the ropes and all that stuff like you would normally see on wrestling shows. Like we would be doing that as well.
As this match begins to wind down, was this the match that you wanted for Genocide Return? And what do you most recall from this match?
It was what I wanted from this match and everything, and like I think it's been so long since I did the show and everything, but I'm trying to remember if I did a tornado. Am I going to the top? Oh, I think we do a superplex in this match, actually.
I think this is probably the first superplex in XCW history. And that thing was not easy to get up on. I don't care what anybody says. It was wood. You would think a wood plank would be easy to get on.
And by the time I got up there, I was like... And it was. And I even think when I landed... I don't remember if I landed on the mattresses or if that sign that he threw down was underneath there.
Going for the finishing move here.
By a start first smash. Oh, just a regular splash. 2. I had a lot of hard determination when I came back and Genocide.
Do you think as the years progressed that you lost sight of this Genocide that you presented in this match?
No, because I didn't lose sight. Because it's like I said, back then we were younger, so we wanted to obviously we did what we did at the time back in the day. So we obviously didn't care what we did. But once we started growing older, we tried to make it our characters a lot better, especially spots. And this is a spot that I remember.
Yikes.
The first time I've ever been powerbombed.
Was it the last?
Yes. I totally remembered that spot now. Because we did the hook and everything, and I got him over the first time around the match. I got him over again, and
I feel like that was done on purpose.
I totally forgot that.
The first and only scissors kick by Genocide. Well, you've recalled this match. We're wrapping it up now. Anything in closing that you want to discuss about this match? Could it have went better? Could it have been worse? Was there something else that you were looking for? Overall, what was your recall?
A better way to do the 187, but other than everything went just as fine. I mean, obviously, if we knew now what we knew then, it'd been a lot better. But that's what But that's what these show. That's what this is for. Is to recall what's going on in this and everything, and show that we've done better.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was an amazing match between Genocide versus DTC. Now, that was not actually his first match, but it was under the moniker of Genocide. And what a match. What a career Genocide has had. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. See you guys later for XCW Recall.